And there we are.
Yes.
Hey,
Hey,
everybody. It's us again. So, tonight we're going to talk about some fun things in regards to. Oh, sorry. I have some dog issues right now. But anyway, it's fine. Tonight we're going to talk about UX and AI and some of the fun things you can do. And we're going to try and do that real time. I have not prepared Shawn for this at all. So
yeah,
that's on me, but we're going to do real time testing and we're going to see how that all plays out. So I have a bunch of tools that we used last week. We have Claude, we have Replit. I have V0 added, and I found another one that's specifically for UX, and I'm kind of curious of playing with it. So we'll try that one too. Um, but because there's some new people tonight, because I know some of the people from work are like, oh, I want to know about that. Um, I'm John Mann. I am a coder and tech leader in the New York area. And this is Shawn. Go ahead, Shawn.
I'm Shawn Johnson, digital troublemaker here in Atlanta.
That's accurate.
Yes.
So yeah, we got 404 and 212 covered. Cool. So I guess I'm just gonna jump into the code stuff and start showing them some of the stuff. See, there's OBS for those who wonder how I'm doing all of this. But that is not what you want to see. This is what you want to see. So we have Claude. Is this showing up? This is showing up, right, Shawn?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see everything.
Replit, and then Vercel, which is really good for UX. And I'll show you why it's so good. And then this is the new one I found, which is a AI tool for UX. It's called UX Pilot.
Yeah, I've seen this one.
Is
Can
there
I
another
throw one
one?
more in there?
Yeah, let's go.
Creative. Hold on, let me.
Creati.
Yeah,
This one.
creative. Let me
This
see.
one.
Let me see. Is it opening? Uh, he
Design something great
looks like it.
together.
Looks like it. This is it.
Oh, that's fun.
I love it. I just haven't spent a ton of time with it. I'm trying to figure out how to get what's the most efficient way to get the designs from there over to an agent.
Let me log in with my new Google account and not show everybody all my emails. Did I do it? I think I'm in. And what describes? I'm a developer. Startup.
Actually,
That's fine. Let's go. Explore. All right, so we're good.
yep.
And here we go. So we have Creati, we have Claude, Replit, V0, UX Pilot, and Creati. So these are all new tools to create user experiences. We have not done anything with this. There is no setup, so we're going in just as blind as you would in your first moment try to set something up. Um,
Can we
so
set can we
go,
set a little bit of ground rule or not ground rule, but a little context here?
absolutely go ahead.
So these tools are all great for design, right? But the very nature of UX is research, right? It's science. It took as an engineer, it took me a really long time, but once I got that, I was so much like you just graduate to the next level. So advice is not just jump in and try to create something flashy or fancy. Spend some time with the LLM of your choice. I probably would say Claude, right? At this point, I think Claude is edging. And create a product roadmap or a product requirements document or any version of a PRD that fits your fancy. Two, create personas. Create some personas that represent the user of the thing you're trying to design. personas give you a north star. They help you stay true to your audience, and they help promote empathy for the user.
And when you create a persona, keep in mind what Shawn just said is it is about the end user. It is not necessarily the buyer of your product. Because you can have people that will buy your product that will never use it, and they'll buy it for a team or they'll buy it for their child, right? So a lot of people are like, oh, well, where am I going to get the money from? Well, don't focus on that. Focus on your end user and what they're going to experience, because that level of marketing that you'll get from the end user will be so much more valuable than just trying to sell to that one person who's going to give you that from 0 to 1. It's much more important. But yeah, those are the personas you want to create, is your actual end users who are going to use it.
Yep, yep.
One of the things in regards to prompts that I have learned painfully sometimes, when I start out doing prompts, less is more, because you have to realize that AI has actually been trained on so much material. But keep in mind, a lot of them have been trained specifically on material up to a certain date, and it can only do some certain things. And like I've done, like with image gen tools like Mid Journey or Leonardo, there's certain words. I call them trigger words. Not, not the same thing, but I call them that. However, that will actually do things like uh, ultra hyper realistic, photorealistic, and different things like that. And when you do those kind of words for image gen, that actually makes sense because the LLMs that you're using are set up to pay attention to that. But keep in mind, if you're doing a website and you do hyper realistic, it doesn't make sense because your website should not be hyper realistic, right? And you got to understand the less is more is really beneficial to allow the creativity of the AI to generate things that you may not have thought of. And if you think and then after you've created it, one of the times you'll be like, oh, this one's really cool. And then you're like, now I want that exact thing again. Then you start using reference images of what you like to actually move forward. But generally, I like to start with a really simple prompt and then let the computer, the LLM, the AI, however you want to communicate that, do what it does. And then you refine it after that first iteration. And with that being said, let's do something.
You.
What do you want to do? Like you said, let's put some ground rules on it. Let's create a project, right?
Okay.
So what's a project that would be beneficial for the world?
Arguably beneficial for the world in this moment in time. Okay, I got it. A Twitter clone that is only good things. I'm
Oh,
puppy videos, cat videos. So often, wait, Twitter has always been my secret weapon. Finding the latest tools, tricks, but I'm swimming in garbage, just violence and just things that make no sense. And I don't have the time or patience to train it, so I just swim in it.
and you swim through it.
Yeah, yeah. So if you told me that I could have a version that was all tech all the time, or all puppies all the time, I would just be happy. There you go.
Puppies.
Yep. Cat videos and puppies, like the algorithm is just super tuned to anything remote. I don't want free speech. I want puppy speech.
A zero negativity uh, Twitter clone.
Yep.
All right, let's try it. So this one, obviously, I have never used because I didn't even hear of it. Let's Team projects, new file. Yeah, new file.
I'm watching you. Which one are you going with first?
Oh, sorry. Let me switch over to that. So I am starting with Creati. Oh, it's got a wizard.
Yeah.
Wizards
So
are,
you got a
yeah.
couple options.
Let's start.
Yeah.
Magicon. No, I don't want to create that. Image enhancer.
So
Automatic
if you
style guide.
right next to that, the AI thing, it'll drop down and give you some options.
Well, let me close this one, right?
Uh-huh. And then click over to AI. So while John is doing this, I want to call this out. Creati is like if ChatGPT and Figma had a baby, right? You can design just like you would normally do in Figma. Click on the AI, or if you're cycling through it, that's cool. But if you want to get
No.
started with generate prompt,
Where's the
click on
AI? Oh,
in the middle.
yep,
Yep.
got it.
And then yeah, so
Do I
yep.
want to go back to the wizard or do the generate
Oh,
UI?
that's up to you. I think what you want is a generative UI.
All right, generate UI. Oh, here we go. Create a web. I'm going to do web instead of mobile this time. A web, or do you want to do mobile?
It's up to you. You're
Let's do
driving,
web.
Captain.
Yeah, let's do.
Captain, my captain.
Create a web interface. Oh wow, it's even it's even pre-populating what I want. Create a
Yep.
web interface for a Twitter clone that only provides positive feeds and filters all other content. Let's see. Example, positive. I'll just, like I said, keep it simple. So I'm just going to do that.
What is it? I'm interested to see. I can't make it out because of the poor UX of this prompt box. What is the
there we go.
suggestion? Create a welcoming interface with a positive feed, title. Yeah, I like all those things.
All right,
I would hit
let's
tab on that.
tab on that.
That's
Functional modules, header with a positive feed title. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. That's fine.
actually read that again because I think this is the differentiating feature.
So it actually even builds on that. So it says functional modules, header with a positive feed title, filtering options, feed display. All right, we'll keep going. What else you got?
I think we're there.
I think we're there. It stopped. So let me put a space there to make that better, and then I will send it. Let's see what happens. So now that's thinking about the page structure. Now this one will. Oh, wow, look at that. I was about to jump to another one while I thought. Inspirational stories, good news, achievement posts, gratitude shares, kind acts. That sounds great.
Yep.
No puppies. It's a little disappointing.
Sadness. That's a knock off a couple points. No puppies.
I'm all about the dogs. Main feed display, scrollable feed area, card style posts. All of this looks good. Heart star reactions. No negative options. You can't downvote anything.
I love that. And be intentional.
Spread joy button, which
Look
is
at this.
share.
Let's do this.
Generate. All right, so while that's going, I kind of want to go back to the original prompt, and I'm going to steal it. And then I'm going to go to this one. Actually, let's go to Claude just because. Let's save Claude for last. I'll go to V0.
Okay.
Here we go. Exact same prompt. Should I try and enhance it with V0?
We've had really good luck. Let's see.
All right, enhance prompt. Let's see what you probably can't see that. It's really tiny.
Yeah, I can't make it out.
Is that better?
Yeah.
All right. Develop a web application mirroring a Twitter-like platform, but exclusively featuring positive and uplifting content. Application should be named Positive Feed and include a header. This is fun. Integrate a sidebar that provides encouraging messages. And wow, this is great. Let's do this. Go. Okay, so V0 is thinking. All right, let's go to Replit and let's have that improve the prompt. Keep in mind, I'm using that initial prompt that was already corrected on Creati. So, wow, this is already giving me colors. What is this? This is Replit. Oh, of course
Yeah,
it
we
is.
really like Replit's pencil.
Yeah,
Like
we do.
Replit's pencil is pretty good.
Replit is great for full stack. It's pretty amazing. Uh, Start building. All right, let's do that one, and then let's go to my personal favorite is Claude. I could use a project, but wow, you can enable web search now for up to date information on Claude.
Yeah, that yep. I just heard I've read that email.
What? See, Claude just keeps getting better. Kudos to Anthropic. All right, here we go. And now I'll create a web editor. What? See, Claude's so fat. Anyway, I'm going to go to the other one. All right, let's see. Here's what it's got: inspirational stories, good news, achievements, gratitude. Sarah Johnson. It even gave me fake content. Here's daily inspiration. Oh, it's got challenges.
Yeah, I like it.
Mike
Yeah, I like it.
Chen, 5 years of hard work, hired its 50th employee, grateful for this journey. Yeah, this is great. And then I can insert to Canvas. So let's do that. Oh, they had three drafts. I didn't even see that. I'm just taking the first one because the first one was great. Yeah, this looks great.
And you can interact with it, the components on a component level. You can change the weight of the font, anything. The like it's really cool. I think it has a pretty impressive feature set.
That one's nice. Let's see what this did. Oh, we didn't do that one yet. We did V0. Runtime error. Oh,
Oh, you let us down. Wah,
uh,
wah, wah.
key features. This application is built with Next.js. Fixed with V0. This error is because special characters in the quote. Well, you should know better. That's sloppy. Bad V0. All right, there we go. Wow, wait, there's no way. It is Sarah Johnson. What?
Sarah's very popular.
But seriously, completely different tools,
I
same
think she's a
name.
go-to for there. Do you? So there's a tool that uh, I can't remember the name, but basically it's a list generator, and I think she's in there.
Yeah, apparently. Sarah
Yeah.
Sarah is like the one to go to. Wait, did she do 100 meals over here? No, now that would have been weird.
Hmm.
But if you look at this layout, your positive feed, acts of kindness, quotes, success stories, and positive resources over here, and I come back to this one, very similar layout.
Yeah, just execute it a bit better. And I'm surprised because V0 is usually pretty good.
Yeah, I
Well, I mean, I
actually,
guess they're both good, but Creati is a design tool.
right. This is actually working code.
Yeah.
So something to
I
call
think
out.
Creati also gives you working code.
I'm going to approve the plan for Replit and let it go. Designing your app. And now we know, oh, see, Claude's so much. Go, Claude.
Yeah, Cloud is a beast. Look at this. It's all functional too, right?
Of course it is.
Change the filter.
Oh my God, look at the sensitivity lever you can see in your console.
I like this.
Sarah Johnson again, though.
Insane. Insane.
So,
Inside a browser. This is running inside an artifact.
yep,
You can
this
take
is,
this code, copy and paste, and have this up and running. If you're a developer, you can have it running locally. If you can copy it over to Replit, you can. There's like a ton of different things you can do here.
hold on, let's see. Following trending. So that seems to kind of be working. Let's do I created my first product hunt launch today and got top billing. Let's see if it actually writes this. Look at that. Working code.
Yep. Claude is a beast.
Claude is a beast. Auto suggest positive rewording. And then if I can filter negativity at a different sensitivity level, you can be anything, be kind. See,
I wonder what would happen if you tried to put something negative in it.
let's try. Uh, do you want sat? Let's just do. I had a horrible day and was really angry through most of the day. Oh, life is bad. And let's see. Share. No, it just posted it.
Okay.
Auto suggest. Uh, oh, so this isn't wired up yet. But you can see all the filters. It's getting the
Yep.
notifications in the console, but you have to wire that up.
Yeah, and you would need some type of sentiment analysis function to try to determine what people are trying to say.
Look at Replit.
Okay, Replit coming through.
Sarah Johnson again. Yeah, I've seen her. That
She's
picture.
everywhere.
Sarah Johnson's a beast. Oh wait, I'm Sarah Johnson in this one. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, it's still, the agent is currently creating a fully interactive version. Oh, so this is just a preview of the app, and now Replit is
Oh yeah,
actually.
you're watching the progress. It's not even done yet. It's you. So I experienced this today in my workshop. This is like what reading over the shoulder of your favorite developer, just watching it happen.
This is amazing. Oh, well, Replit's doing well. I like the color scheme of Replit. Got to give it credit for that with the positive pastels.
Yes.
Like, this is kind of blah, to be honest with you. Let's see. I want to see if V0 can do a better example. Let's ask a follow up. Can you make it prettier? All right, let that figure it out. That one's fine. We never did this one. This was the one I wanted to try. So let's do design, I guess. Design. Uh, New design file. Enter page name. Test. Let's keep it simple. Um, yeah, I'm on the free plan. Yeah, if you're, feel free to email that account because I will never see it again. Clear canvas, zoom in, center view, generate. Uh, Generate screens per round. Yeah. Oh, write my prompt here. There you go. Generate. Let's see what happens. I'm probably going to blow through those credits. That's probably going to take some time. That's cleaning up.
So we're really super excited about Replit's version.
Replit
And
is the winner so far today. I mean, kudos to Claude because it actually is working code and actually gives you debugging code down here. So I'm pretty impressed. I will always be biased toward Claude. But the color, well, let's see if Claude can actually fix the color scheme.
yeah,
Can you make it prettier and more friendly? And yes, it's that easy. So when you're interacting with these kind of prompts, you have to realize, oh, see, it's already,
So they fixed it.
I love my life. Um, so now let's see if I can actually share something. Oh, look at so this is Replit, and want to call out some of the little details that Replit does automatically is amazing. So I was over here and then I clicked on here and the highlight to know that where the focus is and having that border and knowing that the cursor is blinking and I can actually type there. Those details really matter when you're creating a user experience. So let's say today is an amazing day. I love AI and what I can do with it. And let's post. Your post's a positive message. Today is amazing day. Yep. And that worked. Kudos for Alex for finishing a marathon. Apparently, I already said that's amazing.
So
really impressive.
let's have a conversation because I don't.
Yep,
We,
that works
we get
too.
caught up in the magic. Listen,
magic.
John is a super experienced engineer, an amazing architect. He can build systems that can run circles around other engineers. What do you need?
Some days.
Some we all have our days, right?
Yeah. Oh wow! Wait, I'm on V0 and look, all the tabs are working now too. Sorry, I can talk about the magic all day. Go ahead.
What do you need to do to make this viable?
Oh, no, that's a wow. Okay, wow, we're going there. Great thing. So Shawn's addressing the elephant in the room that no one likes to talk about when they see AI magic. So we just watched AI magic on what, 5 different tools, and they're like, "Wow, that's great. Why don't you just put that in production and call it a day?" And people do. And
I think there's a place for an MVP or small batch testing.
Yes.
But the question, so here's the thing: when you're vibe coding, listen, white people, I don't know what the problem is. You call it vibe coding, and there's zero music. That's not vibe coding.
Yeah, I got music playing.
Yes. Well, I it's funny. I was realizing, I was like, why is there no music? I was like, wait, you got to get licensed music.
Oh yeah, we don't do music on the pod. The only music I did on the podcast is actually something from a Fiverr guy that I actually have paid for and licensed and created, which is the intro and outro music for the Startups in Code podcast that you're listening to right now. So let's talk about what you have to do to actually make this production ready, right? There's so many things that people don't take that don't consider when they first see it because they see the magic and you're like, great, how do I get this on a server so I can have all my friends go to this site? If all your friends went to this site, they would crash it.
Yes.
Let me say that up front.
Well, which one are we talking about right now?
Right now I'm on Claude, so I would say Claude. If you were to copy this code, put it on an HTML page, it won't work.
Yeah, you need an actual server. First of all, you need a server. You need an HTTP certificate.
You need an SSL cert. Yep. So ideally, you'd have an SSL cert for encryption. You would need a load balancer to actually handle that. You would need I would recommend using a CDN so you can actually do it globally. Cloudflare is a great option. No, I don't work for them, but wonderful option. So you need a CDN for that, load balancer, backend server. The backend server would actually handle all of this asynchronous posts, right? So everyone's like, well, I just made a Twitter clone in minutes, right? Well, no, I made an interface for a Twitter clone in minutes. That doesn't mean the back end is going to be able to handle a million people posting to it simultaneously. How is that queuing system going to set up? How are those posts going to get synced and then distributed to everyone's site simultaneously? I am not going to have a socket connection to everyone on the planet so they get real live updates. So if you think you're getting live updates from Twitter, you're wrong. You're getting delayed responses that are being queued and being delivered as quickly as possible. I'll give Elon a little credit on that. However, you got to realize that there's so many more things that you have to do for this in regards to the architecture, in regards to the back end, in regards to security, in regards to the website, in regards to like even the simple things. What domain are you going to host it on? Do you have your DNS entries? What is your CNAME, right? If you're doing a subdomain. And like there's so many other things that you have to handle. So just because you get the magic here, that does not mean that magic is going to be working in production. And I have to call this out. Wait, I have to say this. So I was on Reddit today and I
Mm-hmm.
saw I saw somebody's like, somebody help me. My I built this site for using AI and I feel like it's getting hacked. I feel all my servers are down and blah blah blah. And he's like, I'm not a coder and I don't know what to do. And I was like,
Wow.
I
Uh-huh.
I was like,
Uh-huh.
uh-huh. So yeah. Anyway, I had to share
So
that.
yeah, no, that's such a great kind of segue. A couple things. John is not suggesting that you can't do it, but remember when we started this, I said product roadmap, PRD, anything that looks like a plan, right? These items have to make it onto the plan. Listen, you build something cool, you want to share it with a group of friends and get some feedback or start some small batch testing, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to build something for the masses, you need to have a strategy. You need to have a plan. All of the things that he mentioned need to be addressed. And here's a thing that I find myself even having to remind myself. There's never been a time in human history that we have had this much access to this much data this quickly. Everything you don't know is available to you if you can ask the question. So don't feel intimidated, feel empowered. I
Right.
don't know where SSL is.
And you
Bam.
can ask the question. Like I think and it's with any technology. When Shawn and I taught boot camps back at GA, we would see people just worried about breaking things. And we would laugh and we're like, break it. Because
Yep.
then you get to learn how to fix it.
Yep.
There is
That-
there is very little code that newcomers can write that will break a computer that is not uh, fixable.
yes. Let me add to that. We are not saving lives, unfortunately. We
Fair.
may be improving lives,
Right.
but no one's going to die because of your bad Twitter clone.
Right. And you're not building ICU units, right? Um, or ICU machines. So understand that it's okay to ask any question and wait and see the results. And when you get the results, you're like, wow, I think I can ask that question better. And I think by practicing bad prompts, you'll get better at good prompts.
Yeah. And I said this in my class today, and I've said it before. Stop being impressed. It can do more.
Yeah.
Push it harder. Listen, it's non-deterministic. It doesn't understand right from wrong. Morality is a human construct.
Morality.
I mean, this gets into some dark places, but what for now I'm just referring to the concept of right and wrong, like good or bad, or on and off, right? Just kind of simple.
Or even better, like in regards to this, rather than the positive and negative, is possible or impossible. It doesn't know what impossible is.
Thank you for adding that because that's really important like add-on, right? So there's two things to that. One, there is no bottom of the lake, so you can go as deep as you like, but also there's no bottom of the lake. You can go as far as you want.
You can, and there are some guardrails that you need to be aware of. The deeper you go, there is a cost involved. I just want to call that out. Some people are going to start doing this and they're like, I got $1,000 bill.
I think this is
Yes.
so important. I think so. So this is such a, let's set this up. We opened up all these tools, right? I think but we didn't open any chat GPT. So without exception, all of these guys are using Claude 3.7
Yeah.
underneath the hood. So let's take a second. Claude is actually more expensive than all of the other guys. So I think it's almost double the cost when it comes to API access, right? And the number of tokens given. So it's better, but you also got to say better in terms of what? Like right now, if you're building something that's pre-revenue and you need an API access, my answer is Google Gemini. It's free
Yep.
for a large part. You need to understand what tools to use at what price point and when. Right. So if you're building a prototype and you're pre-revenue and you need an AI agent to do A, B, C, and D, build it with Google Gemini right now. If you need the best of the best, deep deep DeepSeek. Forget about DeepSeek for a second.
Yeah.
And when I say DeepSeek, I meant locally hosted
Right.
off of Hugging Face. I meant properly, and you guys probably have no idea what I'm talking. Well, some people might not have an idea what I'm talking about. So let's push that out the way. Um, ChatGPT Deep Research is $200 a month, but I can't afford that right now. But I heard it's amazing. Um, and Claude is also introducing their version. But 3.7 is pretty amazing, but it's just not cheap if you're
Right.
going to build something.
Well, and
Yeah.
some of the tools out, like most of the tools out there, and actually that's a great. Let me go into Gemini because that's pretty awesome too. I'm gonna leave that Google's Gemini app. Can I just do it like this? Um. Oh yeah. So I'm here. This is wonderful. So there is a lot of tools out there that you can use. Keep in mind there are limits in regards to the pricing. Like I already hit a limit on Replit going, hey, this is going to be really expensive and you've hit your limit for the day, right? Because I'm on the free plan for, no, I actually pay for Replit. It's V0. I haven't paid for V0 yet, but um, there are limits. Be aware of that as you move forward. To do quick prototypes, these tools are amazing. But
Beyond the
keep in mind you can keep pushing it. You can figure out what they can actually do by just keeping uh, updating your prompts and playing with it. Try to break it. Try to do something crazy, because crazy is possible in its mind because it doesn't know what impossible means. However, just because it looks and feels really well in the browser, that does not mean you should put it on a production server and say to your engineer, hey, can you make this work in production? Because they'll get mad at you.
but it's a great conversation starter. So if you are a startup founder, a non-technical founder, you build something that you think is cool, that having this, uh, it starts a first we're going to save money because ambiguity is expensive, right? Like showing someone a prototype and like a developer a prototype via Replit or any of these tools is a long way towards having a really clear message to developers. Usually, if I talk to 10 startup founders and I hear all of the horror stories, most times the issue is that they were not clear when they started, like what they were asking for. They expect the developers to act in their behalf in a way that is unreasonable in my mind, like my thought process. You have the responsibility of having your product roadmap, your product requirements document, a very clear idea of what you want. Of course, that's almost a contradiction of terms because you don't know what you want, and using these tools to kind of get to that point where we say, hey, I want this. This is what I want. And then having a developer kind of analyze this as a prototype and then build you the production version.
And one of the things you can actually do is use some of these tools to create your PRD,
Yes.
and your roadmap. And you can actually have it generate all of that and then take the response from that and feed it back to itself to say, create a website based off of this PRD. And it can actually learn from its own responses. And that's something important to call out.
I have to remind myself this all the time. If I'm working on something and I get stuck, my brain still tells me that it's my responsibility, like to try to figure it out. And those days are almost over, right? Like you asked it the first question, it got you half of the way there, it left you by the side of the road. Ask it again.
And
Ask it to explain.
and if you have, let's say you have a real, like in your head, you have this amazing image of what you think your user interface should be. You can actually grab a piece of paper and draw it. Yes, with pen and paper or pencil. And you can actually draw it, take a picture of it with your phone, and upload it and say, build an interface that looks like this. And it will do
Are you
that.
ready to get rocked? Are you ready to get rocked, my friend?
Here we go.
Like, I feel like my part of my job is to throw jabs that you just cannot expect. Yes, that is great. A lot of these LLMs are multimodal. That's what John is referring to. The ability to talk to it, show a picture of it, that's great. But it almost seems passe because Google AI Studios, the new version, I don't even think it's a new version. I think it's been there already. I think we might just be getting access to it. You can say, watch my screen and explain it to me. I actually good. Thank you, John.
I was setting that up a little bit. So I've already loaded Gemini for those who are just listening, and I have the exact same prompt in Gemini right now. So what I want to do is give Gemini a shot. Now the question is, should I select Canvas? I'm gonna let it be exactly as it is without doing anything additional. And let's just see how good Gemini is now. So Gemini, when it first came out, was a GPT competitor, and it would answer questions. It
It was
wasn't really great.
terrible when it first came out. It was
It was
terrible.
not good with code. Um, and keep in mind, I'm using the Flash here. Export this code, and you can and test generated coded in Replit. It actually tells me to go use Replit.
That's crazy. That's
Wow.
actually not good. Like I was expecting it to at least give it a try.
Hold on. Wait. Export. Wait. Of generated code. Write a document or code that you can edit. Well, I want to see what this actually has. Filtered posts. Oh, it's got posts. Let's have Gemini write a document or code that you can edit. Sure. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. And there's a preview button. That's pretty funny that Gemini recommends using Replit. Oh, there we go. Done. Super simple. See,
So
I'll
so
I'll
this
give
is
it credit. This is actually what I wanted because I don't like all the other filters and all of that.
all the extra stuff.
Yeah,
So
simple.
this is great. So John is showing us Gemini, but this is not what I meant.
No, you're talking about if I go into VS Code, right?
No, 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 no. Oh well, I guess maybe like so. Here's a great example that I tried to do, but I failed earlier. You could go into Gemini, open the there's a button that says Watch My Screen, and then you could have it say, Hey, can you see my screen? And it says yes. It says so a guy. So I saw a demo. He was using N8N, and he said, watch my screen, teach me how to create an agent, don't ask me questions, explain yourself along the way. And it was able to see his screen and just systematically go through the process of creating an agent by talking to him.
So on this screen, is that the Gemini
I,
Advanced?
I, I think so. I'm trying to. You should see a button that says my screen or something.
Let's
Oh
see.
wait, you're in Gemini. You're not in Studio. Go to
Oh no.
Google AI Studio.
Okay. Google AI Studio. Use Google AI Studio.
Yes, you want that. So, and this is kind of where I got kind of confused too.
Hold on one
One,
sec. I'm gonna switch account to my Gmail account. Yeah, I consent. I agree. I accept. All right, now we're back. All right. So now enable autosave, get code. Here's my
so
model.
I think you can choose which model. I can't figure out which model has this feature that I'm talking about. That was the thing that was throwing me off. Let's see if I can find it. Google
Wow, they
AI
have all these models available to you.
launch. How to do access.
Multimodal understanding, reasoning, and coding.
I don't want the video.
All tools like search, stream images, and video in real time. How's that one?
Wait,
I think it's
I
this
missed.
one. It says stream images and video in real time.
Yeah, let's try that one.
Okay. I don't even know where to begin.
Hold on, I'm trying to find it. Give me a sec.
City Scavenger, which is bigger.
All right, hold on.
Untitled
Google
Chrome. Oh,
Studio.
stream real time right here.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Yay. So open,
Share your screen.
yeah, open something that you and tell it to explain how to do something.
Let's come here and let's go to the positive pulse that I've already done. Did it go away? I think it's dying. Yeah, this is great. So let's see the code. Progress.
Up.
Open files. We'll go into the server side and we'll do the storage. I wonder if it's got. Here's mem store. Oh, it's using mem storage. That's fine. That's not fun. Let's find. Here, this is good. This is using JSON translations, using Express server. Yeah, this is great. All right, so let's go back to Gemini. Is this the right one?
No.
Oh no, this one. Let's close this one. This one. Share my screen.
Wait, did it show Gemini or?
No, this one. Share your screen to
Okay.
show Gemini what you're working on.
Okay.
So share my screen. I'm going to share this screen. Share. Allow while visiting the site. Microphone is in use. Stream live. So I want it to come here. And
Okay,
oh my gosh, it started talking to me.
it looks like you have
Yeah,
a code
so
editor open.
ask it how to do something.
I am responding to what you're saying. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Oh, what is this section right here? So specifically the Express stuff.
We can't hear his responses, by the way.
Okay.
The lines you are asking about appear to be setting up the Express application by utilizing the Express framework and middleware, such as JSON and URL encoding. Is that what you were asking about?
Yes. Okay, I got to stop this so I can respond what it just did. Oh, so here's actually what it's saying.
Record the video.
Yep. So I'm going to stop recording.
Okay.
And it just said, okay, I've stopped the recording. Let me know if you have it. So let's see if you can hear what it says. Can you hear that?
No.
Yeah. So it literally said the lines you're asking about appear to be setting up the Express application by utilizing the Express framework and middleware such as JSON and URL encoding. Is that what you're asking about? And the answer was yes, yes, it is. Holy crap.
This is such a game changer. Again, going back to the concept of you don't have to know everything anymore. You just have to learn how to ask the right questions. Look at John's face.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've played with a lot of AI stuff. This one was new for me. So kudos to Shawn. Um, so back in the day, there was a concept called paired programming. And we would use you'd have two people together and you would do paired programming. And there's also a term, you can look this up, it's called rubber duck debugging. And you literally would have a rubber duck and you would explain your code to somebody else. But now with things like this, you can actually talk to it and it will actually talk back to you and say, hey, your code sucks, this is something you probably need to fix. Or it'll say, oh, I see what you're trying to do there, here's a better approach. And that's what we would use to do as paired programmers with two humans. But now with things like this, we don't need another human to do it. We can actually use something that's been trained on code.
Yes. And John is using the context of development, but your grandmother who doesn't know how to find the button to play videos on Netflix, she can do this. I'll tell you, I had a conversation and the person was telling me about a family member who had some challenges, some mental challenges, right? I don't know if, whatever we're calling it these days, and the she was using this technology to for him to be able to understand things and get help when he needed it, and she didn't need to be on call all the time.
If you have a parent that you provide tech support for all the time and you hate doing it, this will actually do it for you. And more importantly, you don't have to set up a screen share to actually have them understand how to share their screen so you can actually look at their screen to do it. They can just go directly to Gemini and say, here's my screen. Tell me what I'm looking at. How can I fix this? How do I load up Netflix? How do I use Google? I wonder if you could actually use something like this to explain your screen as you browse something. It probably could.
Yeah.
For the record, like I just did this, and so we all remember what Siri sounded like when we first got Siri and how robotic it sounded. For a second, I thought someone was actually on our call because the voice. I was like,
I think I saw that moment. I think I saw that moment on your face.
I was like, wait, is it talking to me? It was actually talking to me, and it sounded like somebody I work with, and it was a little creepy because I was like, wait, the voice is really well done with inflection, and it actually has tone.
Mm-hmm.
It has come so far, like, and we'll save this for another discussion on another day, but 11 Labs and the way
Yes.
it can clone voices is really good.
Yep.
And it doesn't need a lot of samples. But if you have a lot of samples, it can actually get even better.
So all you content creators, we should do a content creator. I think we're gonna get something going. So it's coming on time, and we covered a lot. Let's recap. So there was one point that we didn't get to make. John explained some of the things that you need to do to make your app viable. Now, of that list of things, if you're using Replit, I would say half of those things go away.
It's true.
Uh, right? So you can deploy, you can auto scale it. It's already behind their infrastructure. You can get an SSL.
It sets it up automatically. Yep.
Yeah, you can click a button and deploy and get, I think, at least half of those things done. You still need to have a plan. You can still get yourself in trouble. You're still running with scissors, but definitely, of all the tools that we showed, like, okay, you can deploy to Vercel.
I was about to say V0 you can deploy to Vercel, and it does a lot of that too.
Yep.
The main thing that none of these really handle is real scale.
Yep.
And generally your back end, your database side of things and your API calls will tip over.
Yep.
Just for the record, they will
You're not
tip
going to get
over.
optimization of anything. And in my vision of things, these are meant to be MVPs, and that shouldn't be your concern. If you're a startup founder, or you're building a SaaS, or you're building a product, your concern should be your first 10 customers.
Yep, exactly. And after you get your first, like, be honest, all of these applications could probably handle your first 100 customers, and
Yes.
it would be okay.
Yeah.
When you start getting into 1,000, I would say 500 would probably be the limit just to get started on these.
Yeah. Well, and again, just so that we're talking completely, we don't want to send you out there with the wrong info.
That's
There's
true.
capacity, and there's so you could say how many people, because a lot of people ask us these type of questions all the time. How many people can you support? An unlimited amount, as long as you're not handling them concurrently.
Concurrent. I was about to say
Yeah,
concurrent
so
matters.
yeah, you can definitely handle thousands of people browsing your site. That's not going to be an issue. You get 5 or 10,000 people clicking the button at the same time. You need to have optimization and strategies. You need someone
Boom.
like John to help you out.
Yeah, it will tip over. I have watched servers, like I've watched people come out of a hackathon and they push it to a real production server and then do this because they're really good at marketing. They were really good at marketing. And they did a massive social media marketing and literally they were getting shut down because of DOS attacks. And it wasn't an actual DOS attack. They just had that great marketing that got all of those people going there immediately.
And they put their JavaScript in their header instead of their footer.
And that startup is no longer because everyone's like, "Oh, the site's down, they're crap."
Yeah, no, these are all real things.
Mm-hmm.
So we started off looking at different UX tools, and just like every other episode, we kind of ventured off into many different side quests. But let's just recap. We looked at Creati, that's Creati.ai.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically Figma for AI, right? I'm a fan. I'll be honest, I still have not made figured out how to go from that design to my actual code. I know I can copy the code and paste it, but if I wanted to use Replit and use this design, I haven't closed that gap just yet. But in the concept of pure design and pure UX, it ranks really high. We did V0, which is my personal favorite. I love using V0, and I think even above Replit, which is better than V0, I think V0 has better design capabilities.
And here's V0 just for a refresher. And you literally can click on deploy and it will go directly to Vercel.
Yes.
On Replit, I can click on deploy and it will immediately deploy on the Replit servers.
Now, if you go to Claude, which
Right.
we covered, Claude will also do a great job of building stuff, but you kind of are on your own to copy the code down locally, and well, here's a hint. So I'm going to leave you with a little trick. Here's what I would do in this case. I would start a project in Replit. I would push it to a repo, pull it down locally, copy the code from Claude via an agent into the project, and then push that code up to Replit. Now it's in Replit's universe, and you get all the niceties. I've been doing that for the last couple of weeks now.
So
Got it from Gemini.
you start with Claude and then you take it from Claude and go to Replit for the
Yeah,
hosting.
yeah,
Interesting. I bet you could probably do that with Gemini too, right?
yeah. I think so.
But see, here's the thing I think Gemini should do if they don't do already is Why don't they just have a way to host on Firebase?
I mean, you would be surprised that it doesn't, but you and I both know that's a strange kettle of fish, right?
I
So
know.
for those who don't know, Firebase has like a hosting option, but they're really meant to be static,
That's true.
and the way you manage it is not people friendly. You gotta
That's true.
it's you got if you've never done a build before, like how are you supposed to know what to do with that?
One of the things, like, so he's right. Firebase is generally really good for static websites. However, if you have a back end, you can actually use like Python scripts, right? And you'll have Lambda functions that will be executed on the back end, but you still have to do the server. And eventually what'll happen is you'll end up moving to GCP and managing all of that through a Kubernetes cluster, and then you're getting into deep stuff.
This is
And
not
this
for
is
vibe
not for
coders.
beginners.
This is not for vibe
Yeah, do
coders.
not try that at home. um, but you're right, that's true. Firebase is great for static sites, but if you want real interactivity and uh, something that actually maintains state, especially if you leave and come back with authentication. Yeah, I would definitely, I'd go with Replit for now.
Yeah. I mean, remember what we're all trying to accomplish. We're all just trying to have fun. Listen, these tools have re-energized my love for coding, just having fun, building stuff, solving problems. I am building and deploying solutions every day with these tools.
Yeah, it's been it's been fun just playing and going, what can't I do? And I would
My
test
new,
it, and
this is my new thing.
I haven't hit it yet, right? So there hasn't been something it can't do yet. I've created so there's I've used password managers, so I had it create a password manager and have it
Mm-hmm.
create its own encryption algorithm just to see if it could. Uh,
Jeez,
I
that's
just
nuts.
no, what it does, it creates its own.
No, I'm laughing because I'm just like I can imagine. It's just nuts.
Is it better than SHA 512 or 1024 or 256? Maybe. Like, are we getting government grade level encryption of things just from an AI tool? Maybe. But you got to
So,
keep in mind, what was it trained on? So how easy is it to hack?
well, that part, right? I think that's such a interesting part. I was about to say, don't be afraid to give it information. If the like, if somebody asked me today, how should they learn R? And my answer was the following. First of all, I was like, are you learning for work or for school? And I said, if you're learning to try to get a job, find the job description, get the much detail from the job description related to the software that you want, which is almost counterintuitive if you were learning it for school. Because when you learn for school, you learn for basic coverage. I want to learn it as best I can. When I'm trying to be tactical about getting the job, I want to be able to prove that I can respond. Unfortunately, it's a different. I'm not going to set up a fire alarm here. It's a different perspective, but my answer is the same. Find the PDF of the best R book you have. Find every YouTube video you like. Grab the transcription, dump it into the Notebook LM, and then talk to it. Create a tutorial or a programming regimen using the best sources of information on the topic
Yep.
in an interface that's easy to consume.
And you can literally say, create a curriculum based off the material I just uploaded.
Yes.
That's it. And it will
Yep.
actually generate an entire workflow for you.
Yep.
So,
Do yourself a favor. Ask it to create a RPG of the topics and play the RPG every day. You'll learn effortlessly.
right. I mean, look at, well, what's the language one that everyone uses? Babel?
Duolingo.
Oh, Duolingo, right. So yeah,
Yep.
Duolingo, people learn languages in like in weeks just
Yep.
because they're playing a video game that they're addicted to on their phones.
Yep.
It works.
All right, guys. In
Yep.
a strange twist of events, I'm the tired one tonight.
Hey. Yeah, I texted Shawn earlier today. I was like, I know what we're gonna talk about.
Yep.
I came in guns a blazing. I was very excited about
No, this
tonight.
is great. This is I think this is a great one. Also, I'm putting this down on record. I challenge John. We're gonna have a game off.
Oh right,
We're gonna
we're gonna do a game off of AI tools, and
we're
you're
gonna
gonna
both create our own games, and like we're not gonna share information. We're gonna both try to create the best game we can create within a certain parameters, which we'll agree to, and
and
then we're gonna play
timeline
each other.
and
Yeah,
timeline.
timeline, like 48 hours, 24 hours, whatever the timeline is, and then we're gonna play each other's game and give real time feedback in front of everybody. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's not happening next week, but
No, yeah, I need a little
just
bit of yes,
we
yes.
both need some prep time for that. But that is something that will be coming shortly. Cool. I think we're gonna wrap it up, and I will see y'all next week. And yeah, we're out. Bye,
Peace out,
everybody.
guys.